everybody, thank you. And welcome to what is a Top Gear special, a two-part adventure around the heart of Africa.
We were each told to buy a second-hand estate car here in Britain for not more than 1,500 quid.
And then we were told to report with our cars to the start line, which was in a small village in rural Uganda.
So, you've seen Sir David Attenborough's take on Africa. Now it's time to see ours. I was the first to arrive and I was feeling a bit nervous. As you can see, I've gone for a BMW 528i and on the internet it looked fantastic. But I've now had the chance to examine it more closely and one or two things are giving me cause for concern. For example, it's got a manual gearbox. Now that tells me the previous owner was the sort of chap that likes to take it to the max between gear changes. Secondly, the front tyres are Pirellis, the back tyres are made by a company I've never heard of. So that tells me it's been run on a tight budget. I don't know what the challenge is going to be, but I'm going to be doing it like that. Ooh, hang on, that is the throb of a turbocharged flat 4 engine. A sound which all over the world heralds the imminent arrival of a moron. And it did here too. It's Richard Hammond, everybody, who I suspect has started to dye his hair. See what you think. Hammond!
And there it is.
It is, yes.
It is the, well, there could be only one word,
yeah.
Legend. Subaru Impreza WRX.
As driven by emeritus professors all over the world.
Yeah. No, just hang on. Here's my thinking. I don't know what's going to face us, what challenges face us here, but think about it. Subaru stands for toughest thing on the planet. WRX stands for World Rallycross, which the Impreza just owned. It's all there. 4-wheel drive, turbocharged estate.
But you're going to look stupid doing it.
I don't have to look.
You've turned... I know I'm wearing double denim, and that is a mistake, but you've got Daktari trousers on and the wheels of the Agrion. You don't see it looks a bit like you.
What?
You know, small and with a sort of surprised expression. A tree!
Yes.
A house!
Well, then that's
a
perfect. My
pole.
face in that car. Honestly, I'm so chuffed. This time I've done this right.
Big boot.
Practical.
Practical?
So what have you got? Oh!
528i, rear-wheel drive, 2.8, straight 6.
How many miles has it done?
151,000. This, though, is the last of the mechanical 5 series. After this, they started using computers.
What, they're solid
wiring.
state?
This is simple mechanical engineering. Anyway, listen.
Yes.
James isn't here.
No.
No surprises there. I know for a fact what he's got.
Go on.
He'll have a Volvo.
Yeah.
He just will, he'll have got...
Yes, he will.
All right, I'll get it. Because you know he's got no imagination at all. As it turned out, James did have a Volvo. But not the sort of Volvo we were expecting. That isn't an 850R, is it?
It is. That's a bold call.
Gentlemen,
Yes.
You bought an 850R?
it doesn't matter, it's a Volvo. This defines the estate car. Nothing else is an estate car, only this.
Have you seen the tyres on an 850R?
Well, there aren't any.
It has tyres,
Painted on.
It's just a thin veneer of paint on a wheel.
but they're high-performance tyres. It's a high-performance car.
I know.
It does 146 miles an hour.
Do you remember British Touring Car Championships? These were great fun to watch.
Yes.
Exactly.
And they were on dirt tracks, weren't they?
No.
Racetracks.
Yes. Do you think when Volvo sat down to design the 850R, they said, now, Africa, we need to try and get some market share over there. So let's lower the suspension and fit very low-profile tyres.
They didn't think that in so many words, but when you design a Volvo, you design it for everything.
Doesn't look at home, does it?
That looks at home.
Yeah, that looks at home on the M4, in the outside lane, too close to the car in front, being driven by an embittered toner distribution manager.
He's right.
Let's be honest.
That's going to beach.
It's not.
It is. As we argued, a challenge arrived.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Ooh. You will find the source of the River Nile.
Well, that's it.
That's it.
Oh, so we're Livingston, Burton and Speke.
Yeah,
Yes, we are.
and I have the right car. Oh, come on. For exploring, If Livingstone was still alive, he's not, is he?
No.
Well, if
Ken
he were-
Livingstone is, but it's not Ken Livingstone.
Right, well, if the other explorer Livingstone bloke were alive, he would drive a Subaru Impreza WRX estate.
Yeah, but
he would.
Speak, my favourite of all the Victorian explorers, Beamer man.
Was he?
Yeah.
So we just go that way?
Well, do you know, I'd head downhill, personally. Oh, no, uphill.
Right, uphill.
Looking for the source of a river, uphill. Here we go.
The source of the River Nile.
The Nile, the longest river in the world. A mighty 4,000-mile ribbon of year-round water running from the heart of Africa to the Mediterranean Sea, bringing life and sustenance to millions. Finding its source has occupied the minds and claimed the lives of explorers for thousands of years. Roman legions, Arab traders, the Victorian British. All have forged a path through the vast heat of this awe-inspiring continent to find where the raging torrent came from. And today we would join that illustrious band of brothers. We would take up the challenge, no matter what the perils, no matter what the hardships, no matter what. I'm sorry to interrupt myself, but I think we have a problem. We've found it. Hammond, you idiot! Right. That is Lake Victoria.
It is.
Man has known for 160 years that Lake Victoria is the source of the Nile, and it's not like we could miss it.
It's quite large.
It is the size of Latvia.
Is it?
Yeah.
This exploring is not as hard as I thought it would be.
No, my car hasn't suffered at all.
No,
but
I'm fine.
It would...
What are we going to do for the rest of...
We're only a few minutes in.
we could pretend we haven't. If we stand like this, look,
No,
you can hear
you
it.
can't miss it.
What? Look, we've already found it, you idiot. That is the source of the Nile.
This is not the source of the Nile.
Well, it is.
The source of the Nile is still disputed. The Victorians thought it was Lake Victoria, but today we know this huge body of water is fed by many rivers. One of them is the true source, and even today, in 2012, experts have not been able to determine which it is. You will.
You know what? This is an opportunity for us to write ourselves into the history books. I mean, finding the source of the Nile, if we can say this is it.
And then it would be marked on a map and we'd be able to go, that was us.
Yeah.
That
Now,
would be quite good,
this
wouldn't
is quite a big
it?
one.
That is quite good, actually. I quite like that.
What?
It says experts have not been able to determine which it is.
Yeah.
Well, where do we fit in?
We broke out the map and discovered that two places are currently marked as the source of the Nile. One in Burundi, found by a Dr. Burkhard Voldecker, and one in Rwanda, found by Joanna Lumley. And since our source had to be further from the Mediterranean than either of these two, it had to be further south. Hang on. Here's the Nile, okay? But look, the Nile also comes here, into this lake, and then this lake, which is connected to that lake. I mean, it doesn't say on the map, but if these two are connected, look, this will be the source of the Nile down here.
Yeah, but if those two were connected, I think we'd know about it by now, and they'd have drawn it on.
No, you say that, but David Livingstone thought the source of the Nile was down here. So what we need to do is go here and establish these two are joined up. Check it out, we're in business. And so, our epic journey began. A journey that would see us taking on nature at its most brutal. There would be lions, insects and thick, glutinous mud. We'd have to climb every mountain and ford every stream. And we'd have to do it all in 3 second-hand cars we'd bought for less than 1,500 quid each.